everyone, Jess here, and oh my goodness, it is day 29 of the Scrappy Sisters Scrap September, and today is our last process video day because tomorrow will be a face-to-face tag video where we answer some questions. Wow. 29 days have been done. Amazing. So today I am joined by the incredible Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Her profile is linked down below, her YouTube channel. If you have not checked her out, where have you been? She has got everything on her channel. She's got haul videos. She's got process videos. She has got hops. She's got Christmas. She's just got the works. And if you like a variety of long and short videos, definitely check her out because she just is perfect for that. When you've got a quick 10 minutes, she's got a process video there ready for you. So, celebrate you. In this particular layout, I am trying my best to celebrate myself, me, and I am scrapping some pictures of myself and my other hobby, and that is singing. So in June, that's when these pictures are from June, I attend a jazz festival with my family, with my sister and my mum and my dad, and I take the boys, and I sing as part of a big brass band. And one of the particular songs that we sing nearly every year because it's fun is the song Love by Nat King Cole. And I often get up and be a little bit silly. The band in the first verse, the band joins in and does the actions with me, but the second time round, they're all playing, so I have to do the actions on my own. So I try and drag in the crowd and, just be a bit silly and have fun with it. So I thought I would celebrate the joy I get from performing and being part of this brass band, jazz ensemble thing, and just how I really miss doing more, because this is literally the only thing I do every year at the moment because the boys just make life really busy, which is great. I definitely don't want to change that, but I would, if I could, love just a little bit more time to do some singing. Merimbula is also approximately 6.5, 7 hours away, so it's certainly not a nearby adventure that we go on. But anywho, so I scoured the internet to find some silhouettes of girls dancing that could almost look like the letters, the arm actions for LOVE. Some of them I needed to do quite a little bit of tweaking in the silhouette design studio to get the correct sort of leg and arm placement happening. But I'm really happy with how they turned out, and I think they mirror the silly actions that I'm doing in the 4 photos down below really quite closely. So I got some tulle in one of my kits, and I decided tulle's really hard to use, and I often don't use it, but I wanted to challenge myself and get it onto a page, and it's really fluffy and light, and it makes for a really nice girly layout. And as this is about me and I often scrap boy things, I really wanted to embrace the girliness of this page. So I got out my sewing machine and I just sort of bunched the tulle up at the top of the waist of the girl and just sewed the tulle back and forth on there to be like a little skirt. And I'm really happy with how that sort of softens the girls. They didn't particularly need the tulle. They would have been fine without it, but I just like the effect that it gives. I really wanted to use black thickers on this layout, but I didn't have any left with all the correct numbers. In fact, I literally had one packet of black, just plain black thickers. So I got these foam brown ones, and I just got out my Sharpie and coloured in the top. So that says the word dance, by the way, and just coloured that in black Sharpie, nothing fancy. And then I got out my Dimensional Magic and I've just put a layer of Dimensional Magic on top of each of the letters. So if you've never used Dimensional Magic before, because it depends what kind of a scrapper you are. It's quite an old product. So if you're new to scrapbooking, you might not have this particular product. There is other things on the market that does a similar job now. But this one in particular has been around for years. And it kind of, what it does is puts a hard layer on top of whatever you put it on, and sort of a raised layer. So it's a little bit like creating flare, I suppose you could say. So yeah, I'm just adding that to the letters, and it takes, especially today, it's really quite wet. So there it is, wet. You can sort of see. Sorry, that was really fast. It takes quite a little bit to dry if it's a really cold, damp day, which is what it is today when I'm doing this. So I actually left it for quite a few hours. So I got that all sort of dabbed on. You just kind of need to evenly sort of dab with the nozzle just to make sure you don't end up with any gaps or any pockets or any bubbles. And I just put that off to the side to dry. It's, as you can see, it's sitting on top of a Mementos ink that I haven't opened yet, so it's still in its plastic. So it'll be really easy to get the stickers off later. Now, I showed you earlier, which I was not talking about, so no bad if you missed it. The ephemera I'm using, it is from the Reject Shop in Australia, which I think is the same as Rosie Studios over in New Zealand. And Rosie Studios have an online store, whereas the Reject Shop doesn't. So if you did really, really love this ephemera, you could check out Rosie Studios, but I'm not 100% sure that that's correct. This is also quite old, so I'm also not 100% sure that they would even still supply it. The problem is, I don't know what it's called. The Reject Shop doesn't necessarily put names on all of their products, so it's just an ephemera pack, according to them. So, sorry. But you can see it sort of down there over on the left, all the really beautiful pinks and purples, quite a bit of floral. It's just really, really cute. So I wanted to use the flowers on this layout. I was really, I'm not usually a pink person, to be honest. I actually was going to go teal with this layout to tie in with my skirt, but somehow all on its own, it went in the pink direction. So I kind of embraced it. I was even going to have a plain white background and thought that was a bit too stark. So that's why the border was already stuck to the white, because I was going to use a white background. But yeah, just jumped into pink and kept going. Crazy. The dark paper is not straight flat black. You can kind of see on the girl that's pulling the L shape that it's got sort of a grey, almost navy leaf pattern to it. It's from the Heidi Swap Wolf pack collection. Sorry, I don't know what it's called. Uh-oh, my little man is just about to wake up, so you might hear some crying in a moment. So yeah, I'm just popping all the ephemera on. A couple of the photos where I'm dancing, there is a knee in the image, in the photograph, which I don't like. So I'm deliberately putting a flower cluster over top of the knee so as to not, oh, there he is, so as to hide that and block that out from the screen. All right, I will be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I've got some things popped up on foam and some things not. The photo, the sort of slightly larger photo of me in the top right-hand corner where I'm working now, left-hand corner where I'm working now, I did raise that photo up on foam, but the 4 photos along the bottom, I just stuck those flat to the page. And the girls, I stuck the girls up on foam. The photos were really important and they're, part of the layout, but I kind of wanted those to be behind the girls for some reason. I wanted the girls to stand out a little bit more. I'm not really sure why, just because I liked them, I guess. But anyway, that's what I did. So I found in the ephemera pack some really cute phrases. One says, "You've got style, you've got grace." So I really wanted to add those onto the page because if you can see the dance moves I'm pulling, I do not have style and I do not have grace. And I just think it's hilarious, especially the E. The E is the hardest letter to pull of all. So, yeah, I just thought they were a little bit funny to put those down underneath the dancing photos when I am clearly doing the opposite. Now, I used to double-sided tape pretty much everything on my layout and spend hours cutting little bits of double-sided tape and putting those down. And my process videos have got quite a lot quicker since then, and since I found glue. Haha, magical glue. I spend more time gluing things onto my layout now. It definitely makes the process faster and things adhere a lot more strongly. Now, the problem with that, of course, is if you're an indecisive scrapbooker like I can be, you can't change your mind as easily as you can with double-sided tape. But I do find I'm also getting better at that. I'm changing my mind less. Katie is teaching me that just sometimes just plonk it down and it'll be okay. So hopefully. So I have finished pretty much everything, embellishing all of that, and I've just got to do my title. Now, as I said, it did take quite a long time for the dance to dry, so it is not dry yet. So I'm just sticking on my tiny little letters, and you can see I've written the word watching, and I've written the word no, like no one is watching. I'm just going to grab out a ruler so I can straighten that out a little bit. I was going to leave it, but then I really didn't like how not straight it was. And I realized through this whole process that I haven't actually stuck them on properly, so they do have a little bit of wiggle room. I never went ahead, like the G especially, you can see is sort of flicking up. I never went ahead in any of the video and actually stuck it all down, but I do that in real life before I put it into my pocket. So I just pulled down the word dance there, but it's still like completely wet, so it won't be going on yet. So I've just got my gold Heidi Shine that I am going to splatter on. I don't cover the photos this time. I nearly always cover my photos, but there was just so many. If I covered my photo, I'd be nowhere to splatter the Heidi Shine. So I'm just doing it a little bit carefully. Such bad timing. My very helpful son has come right when I'm doing the Heidi Shine, right when he's going to be wet and he can touch something and, the stress. And then open scissors, my goodness. Let's move those, shall we? Yes, scissors. Oh, thanks for closing those, darling. Aren't you so helpful? No, look, I love it when he actually helps, but it was just the timing then that just, I don't want you touching it now that I've put wet paint on it. But he's very good. He knows actually that Mummy would be grumpy if he was to ruin anything. So he certainly doesn't want to do that. That's definitely, he just wants to help. And he's really great. So that's okay. It was, as I said, it was just the timing. That was all about the Heidi Shine. Because he'd been off doing something else with his dad up until then. And then he was like, actually, Mum looks like she's doing something really important. I'm going to stop playing with Dad. I'm going to come and see what Mum's doing. I usually scrapbook at night because I do find it a little bit tricky with helping hands, and I don't have a room. I've definitely got a space and a desk and like a study, but it's an open study, and so there's absolutely no way to close myself in and be like undisturbed, which sometimes is great. You don't feel like you've locked yourself away and you're part of the family. Other times not so great because you want to lock yourself away. But anywho. So I just stuck on some really tiny black enamel dots. They're kind of like pearls, but I didn't like them. I'm not going to take them off, but I didn't really like them. They looked a bit strange. They're a little bit too black, I guess. I'm not really sure. But so I thought I'd pair them up with one of these goldy coloured rhinestones, and that kind of softened the look just a little bit, and I think that was a bit nicer for what I was going for. The gold was a tiny bit big, so I tend to put most of it just under something a little bit. And jinx to me, here I was worried that my son was going to smudge the Heidi Shine, and I did. So sorry, little man, Mummy did it. So I'm going to stop now because that is done, and I'm going to leave it dry. And then I'm going to come back. So you're going to see completely change of lighting. Hello. Because it's now nighttime. And I'm just showing you there what the dance looks like, all dry. I know it's a little bit hard to see. I do apologize for that. But you can see how it's shiny. It has a little bit of a pockled effect, maybe because of it's on foam. And so it's sort of sunk in, like drunk into the foam a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to pop that up the top there. Just to make sure it really sticks, I'm also going to double up and use some glue. These are really old foam thickers, like really old. And so I just wanted to make sure they would stay. So I'm just going to pop some glue on the back of those as well. And then the layout will be finished. And I will bring it up for some close-ups. Or do I just have photos? I think I just have photos. But still, photos of close-ups. So, are you joining in with Celebrate You? Are you celebrating yourself as well? Well done on making it to day 29. Stay tuned tomorrow for some a face-to-face chatty video just talking about what we've been up to. And yeah, I hope you really liked watching all the different processes. I hope you found some new scrapbookers, some people you haven't met before, by following along to their videos. Definitely check the description box down below. There's links to playlists, links to the other scrapbookers, just links to Instagram, just links everywhere. So definitely pop over and have a look. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for day 30. Bye everyone.